You are listening to Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. We're going to start with, as we always do, Bitcoin, go into Ethereum, then look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies ETF, and then we're going to head on over to commodities and then some currencies that are moving. Let's first take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. Now, this is the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. This is not the Bitcoin ETF that we follow on a daily basis. And of course, we see where, again, this latest up move covered pretty much the whole move that first week. Doesn't make us excited about that move because you can see how it slid along sideways and died. Down right now, 0.16%, hoping it will roll back nicely, reset things so that we might be able to catch the next up move in Bitcoin. We see on the prior move, a lot of that move was garnered in that first week also. It did go a little bit higher and then, of course, rolled back over. What Bitcoin has been doing, though, notice this, as the year ended, it was at its bottom. Started in January, popped up, slid sideways and down. Popped up, slid sideways and down. Popped up, probably going to slide sideways unless it really goes into a crash. And if the stock market does finally hit that topper and roll over, what did we see happen last time when stocks were really hit? Well, Bitcoin went down also. So it's not a situation where Bitcoin moves contra to stocks. Stocks go up, Bitcoin goes down, stocks go down, Bitcoin goes up. Seems like Bitcoin moves more with the stock market than it does really against it. So we'll see. We'll continue to watch. What is Ethereum up to? Well, Ethereum, again, since the beginning of the year, now it hit its real bottom back in June of last year, of 2022, over a year ago now. We can see where it really hammered down, but it also moved up and sort of slid sideways and hit that interim bottom there. And then, like Bitcoin, sort of started moving up. And again, you can see that Ethereum many times sort of parallels in its movements what Bitcoin is up to. So again, here lately over the last few weeks, like Bitcoin, it's been rolling over and moving down some, right now down 0.43%. Now let's look at Bitwise. That is the 10 cryptocurrency index fund, Bitwise. It tracks the top 10 cryptocurrencies and is weighted as per market share. So that means the big movers, of course, Bitcoin. You can see where it had moved up decently and then over the last 2 weeks, slowly losing that, piercing the weekly trend line. And this is a down week there for the day, down 1.44%. So again, looks like our cryptocurrencies overall are in a down move. We want them to go down to sort of reset and again start setting up to where we get charts that we can accurately track. But I will tell you, the thing to pay attention to is how Bitcoin has been popping up, sliding sideways, popping up, sliding sideways, popping up for the third time this year, and now it's pulling back. So let's see if we might be watching for that to repeat. That could be helpful knowledge for us to hold on to. Let's move on over to some commodities, and we will go back. We've been talking about this for several weeks since gas bottomed out there at the beginning of May most recently, and then slowly made this turnaround and has been moving up over the last few weeks. Haven't hit the high from last week yet, but moving up. We go to the oil, U.S. oil fund, same kind of thing. We've got 5 weeks of decent up movement. Silver, after trying to take off, it looked like silver sort of hit its peak that first week and now is devolving and pushing through the trend line. Down for the day, 1.76%. Disappointing, hoping that silver would at least get up to where it had spiked to 2 times before, the week beginning April 10 and the week beginning the 1st of May, but not getting there. What about wheat? Wheat sloppy. Tried to move up, died. Tried to move up, died. So again, we heard about the Russian wheat deal, the Ukraine and all that falling apart. And, you saw wheat spike those 2 weeks. And now, of course, it's fallen back off again. Soybeans, we had a good, 6-7 weeks of up movement and then spiking over this week, heading down. Copper, used in a lot of industrial processes. It is, again, ticking along, making higher highs over the last 4 weeks. Well, this week over last week. We can see last week was about where it topped that first week. So again, not a whole lot going on in the commodity sector that's giving us much of an ability to track anything short of oil. Oil, again, looking pretty decent and has been. Of course, what does that mean to us? Well, the more oil goes up, unless you own a bunch of it and are making money off of it, you're going to be paying more for energy. Now, lastly, we'll go to some currencies. Again, not a whole lot going on in the currencies, but we'll take a look after we had 7 weeks of the pound, the euro. Not the pound. We're going to go to the pound next. The euro. The euro going up. 2 weeks ago, we talked about how it staved off a lot of that bump up, shaved it off, and now this week moving down. We look at the British pound. I was trying to get to that too quick. Same kind of thing. Over the last 2 weeks, had a doji last week. This week, down movement for the day alone, down 0.75%. And we look at even the Swiss franc, which had been moving up for many weeks, had a really nice week back on the 10th of July, and then sort of slowing down from there and then dropping through this week. You can see on the 2-day chart how it was sliding sideways, and then starting on Friday on into Monday, things really cranking over, going down. Actually started Thursday afternoon on the half-day chart and continuing to move down. So you can see all those other currencies compared to the dollar losing a lot of that energy that they had been garnering, which I guess is good news to Americans and our buying power. That is where we are. And, that's what I love so much about charting the cryptocurrencies and the commodities and the other worldwide currencies is we get to see what's happening around the world with real things, whether it's the crypto market, whether it's real things, commodities, wheat, grains, whether it's metals, whether it's things like coffee or sugar, all these different things that we look at, and we get to see how that's impacting the world markets along with foreign currencies. That's where we are, folks. We always appreciate you being with us. You have questions, problems, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love to hear from you. You can always reach me, cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.